they meet here, it's always a top 8 set. And they meet again in winners finals.
Yeah, I mean, when you load up some of the Tri-State head-to-heads and Smashers app, it freezes. Like, it's bad. These two players have played so many sets together, but they still have like a really interesting story. Right, in the last 5 sets, Syrup has the upper hand 3-5, but in the last 3 sets, Zomba has won 2 out of 3 just a couple weeks ago at another New Jersey event. So it is basically back-to-back, head-to-head, over 90-something sets.
Yeah, I had the privilege to commentate that. That was Arch Anime, another convention that happened in Ramapo, New Jersey, and starting off right off the bat with the rotary arm, something that Zomba's really good with. There's just these combos that just send off stage and to kill early. I've been susceptible to many of that. But speaking of killing early, Syrup also going for a little bit of a trick of his own. Yeah,
there's definitely already a lot of knowledge on display, some comfortability in those combos that you wouldn't necessarily see if they didn't have a really good idea that they'd connect. Big damage already coming in, too.
Ooh, and Zomba trying to go for a back air, but Syrup missing an NIL. Very uncharacteristic from both of these guys right off the bat, but it's only one mistake. So much can happen in a best of 5.
Right. Still early right now. Zomba, though, on the back foot now. A lot of percent came out of nowhere. Looking for some safe hits right here with that landing there. And the back air is trying to feeling out the neutral center stage, but Syrup says, I'll take a break. I'm gonna hide behind the wall for a little bit, get some minerals.
Yeah, and it does help that for Syrup that Zomba's nair or R.O.B's nair, good up smash to just cover that platform. It really helps Syrup that nair doesn't break blocks immediately, so Syrup can just set up another wall and start mining once again, because the tail of the tape with this is that once Zomba manages Syrup's own materials, it's over from Syrup every single time. But right now he has a lead. He's able to maintain it, and he's actually trying to increase his lead right now with a little bit of a jab train. Gets the berry on that minecart and going to continue with this NIL. Super consistent with that combo. And 70% on this second stock. Syrup's looking on fire right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, though, running out of materials right at the tail end of that combo. So now we have Zomba trying to put that pressure on. That little back hit of the nair was super sweet, too. But the minecarts are getting scouted out, and that rotor arm will do it. Such a long-lasting hitbox and such a big hit at the end, too.
Yeah, and I can respect Syrup for trying to mix up with the Elytra, like going up high on the little arch, but Zomba just ready for that. A really big hitbox like rotary arms. Just going to catch everything. But Syrup has replenished most of his materials. Maybe not all of it, but enough to keep Zomba on, his toes.
Right, yeah, you just need a couple of wood, couple of dirt, and all of a sudden you're right back to it. It gives you just enough time to get, the diamond tools especially, which help a ton in that situation. So right now, back to center stage. Zomba, big opener here, though.
Yeah, huge up tilts into the up air. Classic combos coming out from R.O.B. Trying to just get some more damage with this gyro. Something that Syrup is going to look for is maybe these jumps, trying to go for these Z-drop nairs to break these blocks and maybe get a back air or something, even a minecart for that matter. And he's trying to just wait for Zomba to land, gets the tech, unable to get the up tilt. Zomba not closing out the stock. Syrup going to be able to close it out that time with the up smash, and Syrup once again up in this game.
Yeah, it was a big opportunity for Zomba to make something happen, but unfortunately didn't find a hit that we were looking for. Oh, big back air though. Even when it's not the sweet spot, stays out for so long, you can really keep Steve in the corner as we're seeing here, but fighting back, Syrup already racking up the damage.
And trying to go for that back air to end that combo. Really smart landing up air by Zomba. Not only if it hit, it would have led up to so many different things, but he was actually able to escape anything that Syrup went for. Even an up tilt wasn't enough to be able to catch him. So Zomba trying to play safe as much as possible, but safe can only get you so far. And what a tech into that down smash. Basically another 50-50 coming out right there from Zomba.
I love the comedic timing of that. Just off the block, right back into another down smash. And now we have those sort of low HP blocks to work with. Minecart is huge right there to get Syrup out of the corner. Not really a lot of materials, though, on the bar. We have some pretty good tools to work with, but it's going to be about finding that hit, and that will almost do it, but barely holding on. Zomba still got some fight.
Yeah, strong anti-air game right now from Syrup. He's just going to be looking for those jumps, either with back air, even up smash like we see that magma block, going to scoop and reach super far. Zomba understanding it now, just mixing up his recoveries, going up high with the afterburner, trying to approach somehow, just wants to get an approach with a laser or a gyro. Just send Syrup in the air into disadvantage potentially.
What a swing off of the anvil forward smash. It's so low cooldown. And just another swing in neutral. Unfortunately, Zomba at such a high percent, pretty much any straight hit was going to do it.
Part of me also felt like he might have just been GG go next, or maybe that was just accidental DI to die right there. But Syrup going to take that to the bank, on the banks of the Raritan here at Rutgers. But yeah, really strong start from Syrup, even though he was brought down to last stock and around mid percentage. Syrup had a really commanding lead there and just kept that flow throughout that first game.
Yeah, I mean, Zomba did find some really good opportunities to try and even it up in those moments of low materials. But unfortunately, like we said, there were just some small misses and some really good defensive options from Syrup that stopped Zomba from bringing it all of the way back.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes, going right into game 2 here, and the crowd's getting excited, I think, for the stream match. But
Yeah, well, we're going to say that.
Yeah.
But going back to small battlefield, pretty solid stage for both these characters. As R.O.B or as anyone, you really don't want to go on stages like PS2, Hollow Bastion, even Kalos, which is legal here at Rutgers, because you just let Syrup mine the gray materials. And right now, Syrup's not even mining, period, as he's trying to get out of disadvantage. Finally finds the one hit that he needs to bring it back, all that percentage that he lost. The beauty and maybe the misfortune of playing in R.O.B Steve.
Right. But Zomba fighting back, still racking up some damage too. The gyro play was really interesting there, keeping that combo going a little longer than it normally would have. But Syrup trying to find a way back. Zomba is just so good, though, at keeping Syrup in the corner with all of the different moves from R.O.B. Like, up-angled forward tilt was such an odd thing there, but it worked because it was so unexpected.
Able to turn around and maybe get an NIL, but really good reversal right there from Zomba to get the up air.
Right now, Zomba with the lead. And this is what I was talking about. Once Zomba has the lead and he's able to manage Syrup's materials, it's really tough for Syrup to get in, because now he needs to focus on mining. Not only that, but try to get this comeback, mount something. Right now, Zomba's not letting any of that happen. Looking for a down air, potentially trying to mix up something really good. Mix up into the rotary arms. And what an adaptation, or what a turn of tables right now for Zomba.
Yeah, the momentum has shifted drastically. Like you said, that lead matters so much, and we're seeing exactly why now. Syrup just on the back foot, and Zomba keeps putting the pressure on. And these small misses aren't happening in this game, and we're seeing exactly how much of a difference it makes. Oh, what the heck was that?
Yeah, trying to go for maybe the shield break right there. Trying to read something, but he might be illiterate.
I get the idea. Zomba has been jumping a lot, which is why that up smash would have been good, but unfortunately, we just got a steamroll in game 2, and Zomba looking a little frustrated that that game 1 even had to happen that way.
Yeah, I mean, going back to small battlefield is pretty risky, especially when you lose, but Zomba confident that he got the download on that stage. Was able to make it a 3-stock against Syrup, of all people, to do it on. So we could expect a stage swap here from Syrup.
I think so. We'll see where we end up going, though, as we lock back in for the next game. I'm loving what we're seeing right now. Like I said, throughout the 90 sets they've played, it's been so back and forth, so it's only poetic that even in this set alone, the games are back and forth. We are going to go to Kalos, as you mentioned, pretty good stage in some certain aspects for Steve, but maybe not this. Maybe I don't like that costume either. Maybe switching it up.
Music as well, bringing me some interesting memories. Okay, he just didn't want a JV. I guess.
That's fair. Yeah. Let's give it up. What?
And that's game 2 going to Zomba.
Is that a lightsaber?
Oh yeah. Yeast brought a lightsaber.
Oh, okay. That's for some reason explaining it that way makes it normal to me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Yeast brought it. That makes sense. Yeah. Checks out.
Of all people, yeah, it would be Yeast.
Yeah.
It's also with metal too. The handle is actually really good quality.
Oh, okay.
Surprisingly.
Shouts to Yeast.
I wonder if it was just like a music pick, because I mean they're going the same character. Maybe skin change as
we're
well.
back. We're back to Alex now instead of whatever that Steve costume is. But it is back on Kalos. We're getting into it. There is the classic strategy, but I like that little mix up there. We saw a quick turnaround from Syrup, go to the corner, but then immediately come back and kind of mix up the timing a little bit for Zomba.
And that's what a lot of like the mid to low level players of Steve kind of miss out on, is that they don't mix up at all. They kind of just hope and pray that like Steve's so good to where you can just do the same thing over and over again and it works. Nah, Syrup has worked this character so hard to where he will mix up a lot of his timing, even when he goes for mining per se. When he dies, he kind of just goes for an F smash, expecting you to run in. So it's like Syrup's really smart with how he plays this. Right now, needs to get back on the stage, and Zomba's not letting him. He's like, this is my stage right now. Trying to mix up the mash on there. Actually able to fall out of the up air. Almost getting hit by the backer from Zomba, which definitely would have been stock.
Ooh, that one might do it, though. Up air, gonna take it. Zomba's still just tracing Syrup around the stage, saying, you're gonna try and run away, but I'm gonna take the stock no matter what. Now we have very few minerals to work with here from Syrup. Resource bar looking a little low, and Zomba's gonna try and take advantage and push this lead even further.
And I love that Zomba's also just rushing down on Syrup when he's trying to build up these walls, if he's close enough. Like, Zomba understands the limits that he has, not only as R.O.B, but just as a player in general. Jesus!
The side B is so good in those situations. despite all of the wonderful aspects of Steve, not a lot of options to really prevent that, but that up smash will take it. Going down, just a clean stock here. Not out of the woods quite yet, but definitely looking a little clearer here.
Yeah. It's like he has a compass, but it's like kind of broken, but he still needs to find a way to navigate his way back.
Like, I remember that tree. I recognize it.
Right. Survival instincts, but right now he needs to use his to come back on the stage. Love that block placement. Just to come back on the stage. Almost getting hit by that forward air. Something that Zomba's super consistent with hitting, actually. It covers jump. It can steal a jump as well. So Syrup's got to be a little bit more careful. Finally getting the hits that he needs. Looking for the up smash, but really good SDI from Zomba to just avoid getting hit by that up smash. Avoid getting hit by the NIL.
Zomba looking to scout out a jump there with the back air. The gyro in hand is going to keep the edge guard going, but good route from Syrup and a little extra damage as well. But the gyro still working out for Zomba. Good parry as well to hold on to this stock, but it is looking rough right now. Down tilt and the forward smash to cover the roll to the right. Zomba looks ready to take that spot in winner side grands, but we still got some game left.
Yeah, cute little frame trap right there from Zomba, just utilizing his range as well. That forward smash reaches very, very far, but the forward tilt to cover potentially a roll or a neutral getup, like right there, right now, actually, very soon.
Yes, right here, yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, it was like a mistech perhaps would have been got covered by the forward tilt, and then of course had time still even like lined up the sweet spot of the forward smash too, which is just a little extra sauce.
A little packing the punch.
Yeah. I assume we're gonna run right back to the Pokemon League here for this game.
Interesting, because I mean, Syrup did lose. I wouldn't say pretty hard, but it was still
a small battlefield.
We're going back to small battlefield. All right, interesting stage pick. You did get 3 stock here last time, but maybe there's a change of wind from Syrup.
Yeah. An interesting route this time, going high and also in the corner as opposed to sticking in the corner like we've seen the last couple of games. But holding down center, which is also very different too. Zomba kind of on the back foot now.
You know, and it's kind of just the same story as the first game where Syrup was able to turn the lead into his very, very, very quickly. And then Zomba was really struggling to get in, and we're kind of seeing glimpses of that right now as Zomba struggling to get these D-drop nairs off. Syrup making the most out of it, getting the up smash. Not going to kill just yet. Still a lot of damage. 127 dealt on the board for Syrup.
Yeah, it's just so heartbreaking. No matter who you're rooting for, the other player is so good at responding and racking up damage. We got 52 just from one small opening Zomba was able to put onto Syrup. So definitely can't be too comfortable even with any lead that you are able to find here.
Yeah, but even if Syrup loses the stock here, he does have Diamond on deck for the next set, for the next stock rather.
Ooh.
Gets it down there right there, just able to mine just a tad bit more.
Some beautiful spacing on that too, just over the up tilt from Zomba.
No way.
Wow, what this wild knockback on there.
Part of me was like, he's definitely going to go for this forward air, but the block actually helping Syrup right there to avoid getting hit by anything else. Misses the tech potentially on purpose just to avoid any sort of reversal, and gets one of his own, the up tilt into the up smash, not killing, but the fact that that confirmed at like, what, 90% is insane.
With a little bit of charge too, just to add to it. Catches the gyro, which is actually really big. Zomba has been finding a lot of stuff with the gyro assistance, so because that was out of the equation, Syrup was able to make it back, and now we have a 3-1 lead for Syrup, which is a really big change of pace in the last couple of games.
Yeah. Good little up tilt back here, something he's really consistent with hitting, but like you mentioned, this has been a change from the last 2 games that we saw, and it could be a reverse 3-stock that we saw in the game 2, but really good tracking right there. Ray tracing from Zomba to get that up air off of the Elytra.
All right, holding down center stage with the crafting table. The diamond tools are definitely the X factor here. If Syrup can get something started, even just a couple of jabs already, although it doesn't turn into a lot of percent, that's definitely precious time to mine.
Yeah. And even in disadvantage, Zomba finds a way to put himself back into center stage. He saved that jump when he was down there and just going for those up Bs. So he was able to get 67% on the second stock, but Syrup's like, yeah, all that damage is all for naught as I just get a few up tilts off on you.
Good DI, though, from Zomba to avoid, like, really explosive hits. But as I say that, Syrup finds a way to mix it up. Says, if you're not going to get hit with the up smash, I got something else lined up. Oh, no. We'll be seeing him.
Yeah, seeing him in the blast zone. That's not where you want to be. Syrup, I mean, still has a lead. Definitely not out just yet, Zomba, but I don't know. Syrup really needs to find the stock super soon, but Zomba playing so conservative, just going up high, able to bait Syrup, going for, you know, overextending on an approach with that minecart and jumping a little bit too early. Isn't able to get the up tilt that he wants, looking for this forward air or back air. Anything will kill.
He just needs to find the hit. He just needs to find the right timing, and Zomba not letting any of that happen. Gets the wall with that nair. Getting a little bit damage too with that gyro. Can't be jumping into Zomba. That's what he wants.
Yeah, despite the percent deficit just a few seconds ago, it feels so even down to the wire here. But a big swing, and that's it, coast to coast. Somehow Syrup still finds it, even with, you know, not the best weapons. That forward smash still did it, which is astounding. And I think, yes, I think the player cam kind of also lets us get a glimpse into the mindset of the competitors. And I think Zomba was also a little surprised that did it. Dropping shield just barely. It's very frustrating, but we are going to game 5, which is to be expected. As I've been saying all set, it's always back and forth with these two, so it's only right that we go down to the wire one more time here in Winners Finals.
Yeah, I mean, this has been going by pretty quickly from these guys. I mean, there's definitely never been a time where they're not up close to each other. Syrup, while he has been sitting back and trying to camp, getting these materials, Zomba's always found a way in, whether it's off of that Angel platform, just hovering above and just going by, and then maybe trying to catch Syrup off guard, or it's with these Z-drop nairs with gyro. I mean, he's found a way in every single time. And we go back. Could we see a 3-stock here, AG?
I think so, but the problem is I don't know who is going to get it. It's definitely a coin flip right now, but it looks like Syrup's coming out of the gate swinging. Not going to get that signature up smash as the combo ender there, but still a good 47 just from the up tilts.
Yeah, finally seen that TNT pull out randomly. I think maybe it was just to make Zomba waste a tool or a move like gyro we saw there, just to detonate it. So Syrup gonna run away with that 6% to this 80. Very solid lead for Syrup as he just sits back, waits for Zomba to approach. But these retreating nairs, we're finally seeing some mix-up from Zomba.
Right. Gyro coming in too is a good mid-range option, but it looks like Syrup was ready for that. Just finding these, you know, little moments to mine, which are really important now. As the tools get better, it gets pretty much worse and worse for Zomba. So there is some sort of, you know, imperative for something to happen on the side of Zomba as we see some of the approaches not really working out quite yet, but one of these nairs hits, it's a totally different story. Ooh,
yeah. I mean, at this percentage as well, you can't really be risking going in and then getting hit by like an up smash, which Zomba has been hit by multiple times. So now he's kind of just resorted to trying to read what Syrup does after he builds his walls. Is he going to go for an immediate minecart like that? Or is he going to sit back and then maybe go for a back air read? Because Zomba, sometimes what he's done is he sat on top of that top like brick to wait for a jump from Syrup. That block saving Zomba right there.
Yes,
a little bit more of a Lisa life for Zomba, but not maybe for too long if he can find a way to land. And finally able to do so and reverses the position, but the block coming in with the anvil.
Yeah, it's just so many things you have to work around right there. And unfortunately, that lease on life was month to month, and Syrup did not renew it. So we are going right to the next stock. Yeah, he said, hey, you got 24 hours. Gonna try and fight out of the corner here, running out of probably the most important tool in that regard, though. The pickaxe is gone. Up air is on the horizon here. Big laser, though, to open up the stage. Zomba looking for a down air. Not going to find it. And what incredible timing from Syrup to get around that side beat, too.
Yeah, both pickaxe and sword are gone now. So just holding on to the stock. Maybe get an up tilt combo. Axe is still available. You see right there with the stone axe. So maybe an NIL is in the cards.
I'm tilted. If it's me,
I'd be mad.
I'd be mad. But
and it is Zomba.
It's still fighting back. Despite half of the tools missing, that surely will be too big of a swing. Only 40% on Zomba. Because of that situation, Syrup wasn't able to really run away with that lead as we had seen previously. And not a lot of materials to work with either. The diamond tools can help that. That's if Zomba lets off of the gas. Right now, it's not looking like that's the case.
Able to avoid getting hit by a third up tilt, trying to reverse, free to roll from Zomba. I mean, he got it eventually, just maybe a little bit.
The block!
Oh my god, that was huge momentum shift. That looked like it could have taken the stock for Zomba, but now Syrup has a lot more room to work with here. Look at that pressure. R.O.B, unfortunately, just a little too big for his shield in that spot. Back air is going to poke. And now we got to find a way down.
No more pickaxe either, so forward air and back air are going to be irrelevant in this match. You got to go for maybe an up smash. No, you're going to get hit with that nair, and Zomba going to regain the lead that he had before, but Syrup finally getting his diamond materials, but for what if you can't even use them to mine or kill? Gets the berry. Yeah, not gonna get much out of this.
I was gonna say it's R.O.B, so you do get time to mine, which is important, as we've mentioned, but that area won't do it either. 146 after the hit. Zomba taking a long way back. not able to find that minecart, but
Air dodge.
it does force the jump. It still works.
And it forces Zomba to air dodge as well, leading him to die fairly early. That gyro actually messing up Zomba's combo, but it doesn't matter. Able to find this up tilt into the up air, 63%. A little bit more with that gyro playing such a pivotal role in dictating the pace of this match. The forward air spike. How do you come back? Is this?
Oh no, he's the iron blocks. I thought the iron blocks were going to be strong enough, but Zomba finds a way around. And now all of a sudden it looks like Zomba's game. Just have to walk it in here with all of that percent. The diamond pickaxe is gone. We do have the sword though.
He actually put it all on the line and he lost it. The house wins right there, and Zomba getting that back air, his coveted back air, to take it in a very, very tight game 5 right there from Syrup. But once he was mining a little bit too much and he started losing his pickaxe fairly early, even with diamond, which is insane to say.
Right.
Zomba was like, okay, this is my time to get in, because I know that in last stock situations, Syrup's probably going to be looking for like a forward smash or something like that. Really not going for these NILs, especially high percentage, because Zomba's just going to be able to land with neutral air.
Right.
So Syrup's like, all right, I'm going to try and play this as safe as possible. And Zomba's like, yeah, I can do whatever, because I don't need... I am the win condition.
Exactly. Right. I have a whole encyclopedic knowledge of all these different ways to take the stock, and really just found exactly when to put that pressure on. Like, it was so smart to go for that, extra pressure at the end of game 5 after what was a surprisingly close last stock. It looked like it was Zomba's game, and then Syrup almost made it happen with some wild swings with the diamond sword. And, also I got to shout out the DI from Zomba to kind of get out of those vertical combos that we're used to seeing be so effective for Syrup.
Yeah.
They were kind of a non-factor. I mean, Syrup had a couple of slip-ups on the NIL timing, and then also Zomba was so good at mixing up the DI. So it was kind of up to Syrup to improvise, because Zomba just had a lot of knowledge and kind of displayed that.
Yeah, once you try to improvise a little bit too much, you kind of just like mix yourself up in the process. So while that's not necessarily what happened, it definitely did cost Syrup a little bit right there. Like trying to go for some outlandish reads against Zomba, just not worth it, especially at such a high level. You can risk it, but it's just like, especially when he started to put all of his blocks on the line to maybe cheese a stock off of Zomba, and it just didn't work. I was like, it's it. When you don't have any materials, yeah, it's over.
Yeah, it's all of the difference. We've seen it so many times. It's like the entire dynamic of Steve, that last stock. When you're low in materials, you don't have a lot to work with. It's how do you make it happen? And sometimes you don't. And I think that's what we saw right there, too. Just kind of stuck in the corner, tried to bait out something with that craft animation, but unfortunately baited out a back air, which ended up taking the set. But great set. I think there's a chance we may see some of that exact match later tonight, but there are plenty of people who have something to say about that in the losers bracket.